Good evening, welcome to the Professor Maima Show. Hope you are doing well wherever watching me from around the world. Please subscribe, share and like this video. So here in Kenya, you have something called the motorcycles or Bodaboda. They are used to carry people from one place to another. Here we also have things like minivans or minibuses that are called matatus, because we destroyed our bus service. Back in the day, we used to have a bus service known as Kenya Bus Service or Stagecoach. It got destroyed because of the liberalization of the transport sector in Kenya. So today, that's what I'm talking about, the Bodaboda madness in Kenya. Yes, the Bodaboda madness in Kenya. So the Bodaboda, they have said motorcycles that young men used to carry from people from one place to another. Majority of the riders are young men. They're trying to survive, which is good. But now these motorcycles have, or Bodabodas have been known to cause some very serious problems. Like, first of all, just engage me. First of all, the issue of crime. These days, most criminals use motorcycles or Bodabodas to steal. You're walking in town with your phone and then they snatch. You can't chase them because they've gone with the motorbikes, or even carjacking people on a motorcycle. They come and hijack you because you don't know, you don't suspect. Maybe you are repairing your tire, they come with a motorcycle. At gunpoint, they steal from you. They're used to transport, let's say, illegal things, contrabands, marijuana, or name it, because marijuana here is illegal in Kenya. So they transport it. And see, they've been used in crime. That's one thing. Second of all, they lead to delinquency. Over these Bodabodas, some of them have affairs with very young girls, school girls who use them on the motorcycles. Others have used them to engage young people in bad manners, bad things, delinquency. You understand? So some of them are even jailed for having sexual intercourse with minors, delinquency. And then another thing about motorcycles, they're causing a lot of burden to the Kenyan health sector. When you go to a hospital like Kenyatta Hospital, which is the biggest referral hospital in Kenya, most of the injuries are from Bodaboda, broken limbs, fractures. I had a relative of mine, he fell with a motorcycle. He's a motorcycle rider. He fell and was in a coma for many months and he died. You see such issues. So that's what I'm calling about the Bodaboda madness in Kenya. So how did we get there? We got here because the Kenyan government has refused to create jobs for the young people, more for the Gen Zs. Gen Z is here to me as anyone below 35. Anyone below 35 is a Gen Z, because those are the people that are in that age group. They're the people who were born when the world embraced internet. When I was young in the 90s, there was no internet. There were computers, very old school. But in the early 2000s, when the young Gen Zs, majority were now entering into teens, that's when the internet blew up. That's why they're called the young Gen Zs. We are millennium. So the government has not created a job for these young people, and they have to survive. So they go to these Bodabodas to earn a living. But now the problem, the sector is saturated. Today's Bodaboda passenger is tomorrow's owner of a Bodaboda. Let's say I'm a teacher. I'm carried by a Bodaboda in the morning and in the evening. After a while, I take a loan and buy myself a Bodaboda. So that's why I'm saying the Bodaboda madness in Kenya. It's not creating jobs, it's just creating unemployment and also crime. Unemployment is that if, let's say, you are employed on a Bodaboda today and you are not meeting the profits to pay the loan, they'll come and get the Bodaboda back from you. And then also most of these motorcycle riders are fired. There's no job security. The owner can wake up and just fire you and you become jobless. So what do? You went into crime, went into bad things, isn't it? Even it's called drug, these people who drug traffickers use these Bodabodas to move their things around because police cannot really monitor them, isn't it? Even terrorists, you name them. That's why I'm talking about the Bodaboda madness in Kenya. So we got here because the Kenya government cannot create jobs. They talk about bottom up, bottom up. What the Kenyan government should realize is that we need, as a country, to sit down and ask ourselves. We have a very big young population, and most of them want jobs. And not all of them can go abroad. I'm telling you, going abroad even to work as a maid is not easy. You go, you are conned your money, you have a passport, you don't go there. And they also go there, they earn peanuts, maybe $200, $300. And that money, the first year, has to go back to the agent so that he can recover the money used to get you into those countries. Because those countries, before you earn, it's called what? Work permit. There's so many, there's so many what steps. There's so many regulations that you have to go through. There's so many stages, and each stage costs a lot of money. So when that agent helps a young lady here to go and work as a housemaid in Dubai, he has to recoup that money from the salary this young girl will be paid. And they don't know most of these things. So it's a hard job, and criminals are into that sector. So now, how about the young men? They also find it hard to go outside there. Yes, there are good jobs. If you're a young man, you can work in a farm, in a factory to carry things, or like a mule, a donkey, to carry things morning and evening. You earn some good, or not even good money, you just earn money for survival that pays your rent there, that pays your upkeep there. So even if the small you save, you cannot do much at home because your relatives, this is Africa. When you have money, people want you to also help them. Maybe your parents, your aunt, your grandmother, your uncle you have never seen in a long while want something small from you, isn't it? So now you ask yourself, you ask yourself, how can this be solved? The border madness in Kenya. You see, you have land, isn't it? And not all our young men can go outside there to work. It's very few. For in a country of over 50 million people. So what do? First of all, you need to give free education. That is from, let's say, from nursery to university, free. I'm saying free. Dissolve all this women rep fund, MCA fund, MP fund, senator fund. There's so many funds I have even don't know. Everyone has a fund. The elected legislatures or MPs or elected member. You take that money and then you make education to be free from nursery to grade, is it grade, here you have, is it grade 12? That is Form 4, call it Form 4 here. Although they have changed to this other system, CBC, may call it the password system. But if everyone has basic education, so that they have more opportunities. You see, when you have basic education, you can go for training easily. You can even go venture into other higher education if you want to. So it becomes easier for you. But without basic education, you are limited. You have this, like even now, if let's say you want to go and take a loan in a bank, there are so many steps. They want you to read so many things. But if you cannot read, you have a problem, isn't it? So basic education, so people can have more opportunities for training, for higher education. Then number two, ensure that we invest in agriculture. Heavy investment in agriculture. We have so much arable land that is free and is not being used because of low rainfall. We have our scientists, they can advise on how we can do irrigation all year round. It's now raining heavily in Nairobi, Kenya. In fact, the whole of Kenya is raining. But that water is going to waste. How can we tap this water so that we can keep it? Our scientists are sharp. They can tell us how we can do it, whether through integrated drainage system or through where you save water underground, isn't it? When you save water underground, you can use it for farming, but those are just my ideas. Our scientists know better. So that now we do farming all year round, we do value addition. Like me, I come from Busia. Back in the day, we used to grow cotton, but the factories closed down. We we can revive that, so that when they do cotton farming, the farmers in large numbers, there's a factory that can be used to do what? To process the cotton. Once they have processed it, there's an industry of tailors who can make clothes. In fact, you can set there, and it's called an EPZ, an industrial park, whereby once the cotton that is harvested is processed, clothes can be made in Western Kenya. The whole of Western Kenya can be a good place where people can do what? Can do clothes. Can be another. Is it Turkey? No, Turkey now is leading in textile industry. In fact, that's the word I want. You can have cotton growing, and then you have processing, and then that's textile. You can have a big textile industry from the farm, and then it goes to the factory, and then you have people who make clothes, Kenyan made clothes, whether it's jackets, trousers, shirts, you name it, and then they're sold in our shops, in our malls. Most of our malls there, after day I went, and I saw, I think it was a shirt. A shirt was going for, can you talk of $100? A shirt, $100, 10,000 Kenya shillings. That was a shirt. And a suit going for 50,000 Kenya shillings. I don't know, can you say, can you talk of $500? That's money that someone gets in a month as a salary, working in a big company, for just a trouser, 50,000. For a shirt, 10,000. Those are 60,000. That's a lot of money. That's money that can support a family. But imagine you make our own textile, clothes, whether it's a suit, which is cheap. They can be sold in these old malls which are dying. You can have Kenyan made. You come up with a brand. Kenya is a country with serious culture. You have this Hakuna Matata. We can call it, I don't know what, Upendo. We like the word love, Upendo. You can call it the Upendo designs. It means umoja. In fact, the word is umoja. You can call it, umoja means unity. You can call it the umoja brand. So you have umoja shirts, umoja trousers, umoja, what else? You have umoja shirts, umoja trousers, umoja jackets. All those things, you just have a brand, you call it umoja, because Kenya, unity, umoja means unity in Swahili. So you have such things. The young men and women who are working in the textile industry, there are those who can even work in the marketing, in the shops, in retail. We have the farm, we have the factory, we have the supply chains, we have the people who make the clothes, the tailors, we have the sellers, the retailers, we have the marketers, social media. I'm telling you, just give me Kenya 5 years. Give Professor Mahima to be the president of Kenya just for 5 years. Every Kenyan will be rich. Everyone will be driving a car. If you don't want a car, you drive a motorcycle for leisure, not to survive. Every Kenyan will have his or her own home, will have a land for investment, will have a car or even a motorcycle. Things like Bodaboda madness will be out, because young men will be doing good jobs that can make them survive. If they don't want to work, to be employed, they can be self-employed. They can sell what you produce, whether it's cotton, whether it's skin products, you name it. Kenya will be a manufacturing hub in 5 years. Everyone will have the basics: a good house, some land to invest in, a good car, a motorcycle, things like those. That's why I'm talking about the Bodaboda madness that should end through the creation of jobs for the young men and women, and stop the accidents, stop the crime, stop the chaos. So this is the Professor Maima show. I want to pray for you who's watching me, that you have a long life, that you become rich and prosperous, not only you, your children, grandchildren, and all your generations. I also want to pray that all your dreams become reality, that big car reality, that first house for yourself reality, that farm reality, that big flat you want to build and become a rent collector reality, a passport to travel outside Kenya and see the world reality, getting a good man or woman, start a family and have many children a reality. And also you to become rich and prosperous reality. Pray for myself to get money for a technological university that can train future entrepreneurs, that can produce a product that can be used here in Kenya, Africa, and worldwide. Fund myself big money and the Kenyan government big money. Those are my prayers. Amen. So if you have liked what I've said on our channel, you can support us on the mobile M-Pesa down there. You can say +254 769 729 327. And repeat again, mobile M-Pesa +254 769 729 327. And as I always say, goheri kuonana, goheri.